Hey all, Alex here with Tech Corner. Apple released Creator Studio probably about 2 weeks ago, which included quite a few different apps like Final Cut Pro, Logic, Motion, Pixelmator Pro, and they also added a few new features to Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. So I kind of wanted to focus on Apple's kind of Office suite, which is basically Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, and kind of just show you what's new in those. If you get the subscription for like 12, I believe is $12.99. So would I get it for just those key applications? Probably not, but since I use Final Cut and Procreate and all that, it's worth it. But not for just that alone. And also the nice thing is, in the past, Final Cut and Logic were each separate on the iPad for like about $4.99, so $5. So when you think about it, you would, if you got both of those, you were paying about $10. So for $2 more, you're getting a lot more for your buck, which is actually a good thing. So, but let's go ahead and dive in. So here I am on my Mac, and let's start with Keynote. Open new version. Yep. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on New. And the biggest thing you're going to get with Keynote is you can see you got the recent, you got the basic, which is kind of like your basic one. But here you have a section called Premium. So these are premium built templates you can kind of scroll through and see. And some of them are kind of cool. So let's say I want this one. And the nice thing is you can also star them, which is kind of a neat thing. Should be able to. So create. So it's going to go ahead and download that. And it should. Okay, interesting. I'm not seeing that template. There we go. So you can go in and tweak it and adjust it, and it kind of has different styles. In here, the cool thing too is you can actually generate images. So if we can click here, intelligent content creation. It's cool. So I can give it a description. So this can generate a slide. So I can say, okay, and then you could give it a description. So I could say travel, say then let's see what it kind of does. I'm curious to see what it spits out. And then sends it to OpenAI. Okay, could not generate slides. Okay, so it's still being worked on. I think you would probably have to add a lot more description in order for it to do that. So let's go quickly to ChatGPT really quick. Let's go here. Okay. So there we go. It's going to go ahead and create a slide deck for me. Okay, cool. So I can just kind of copy this. And then we'll throw it in there and let's see what it kind of does. Now it could just theoretically spit out exactly what is on here, or it could improve upon it, but we're going to see. Okay, whew, here's a lot. Okay, so let's copy that really quick. Throw it in here. Boop, generate. Let's see what it does. So while it's doing that, another cool feature is the generating an image. So this is a really nice feature. So if you want to create art or images for your presentation, this is going to be really helpful. You can even change the view, any view if you want, which is kind of cool. So okay, let's say let's see what it does. This is pretty much, I believe, using quite a bit of ChatGPT to generate these images. So if I say, hey, I like this, hiding details, I can just go ahead and click insert. And there we go. And as we can see, it also, so there we go. So we can do it kind of a tidy, this. And then another really neat feature in here, and we can test it, is there's an option that says, here we go, automatically fix. So this kind of cleans up your slide. Oh, no fixes found. So then the cool thing is you can use the images to add images to your slide. You can give a description, so you don't have to go and hunt for images online for it. You can just put in what you're looking for, description, and it's going to go ahead and generate those images for you. So that is kind of the key things for Keynote. Now for Pages, it's kind of the same thing. A lot for Pages, it's a lot of templates. So as you can see here, you got, okay, let's go here, So again, you got your basic, which is your standard, and then you got more of your premium features, so you can really kind of customize your table, like a cool checklist if you want, which is kind of a cool thing. They have a lot of cool templates. And one thing I do like about Apple versus Word, Microsoft 365 or Microsoft Word, is it seems like it gives you more flexibility to move stuff around. Versus Word, it's kind of very structured and you have to do a lot of tweaking to get it to look exactly the way you want it. Versus this, it kind of feels like it's a mix up between Word and like InDesign or Illustrator or something like that, where you can wrap words around it, and it's really easy to do that. So let's just do this. And then here's our cool thing. So we can go in here. We can, if we wanted, we can change the style. We can add a new image if we wanted to. So again, you can click on your little image. I can say aspect ratios. Let's go portrait. And so let's see what it shows up here, comes up with. And yeah, so pretty much for the Microsoft Word, or sorry, Pages, it's basically templates and images. They really haven't added more to it. So, oh, cool. So this is actually really neat. I mean, it's more than just a cartoon, which is kind of nice. It's like, it's actually, you can give it like a, if you want to mash up, you can change the mode, you can make it a background. Want. Let's see, so I can just hit insert, and there we go. I can probably, let's see, can I move the actual image a little bit more? Oh, increase resolution, that's kind of a nice feature too. Now I wonder if I can move this to exactly where I want it to kind of replace. So I can say, okay, I want to go right here. Cool. So that's actually a nice feature. Okay, perfect. Done. Okay, and let's see. There we go, perfect. So then I can add titles and headlines to my images, but I can also do another little, just kind of, let's go mug. Let's just do that. See what it comes up with for a beer mug icon. Okay. Okay, this is looking really good. I'm liking it. I love how realistic it looks. It's not a cartoonish animation or anything like that, which is really kind of cool. Now, remove background. Yes, cool. Okay, awesome. And then cool. Okay, done. And then I can make this smaller. Okay, there we go. And if I want to say like, okay, I'm going to go to the beer hall. This is going to be the big attraction. I can put beer hall. So that's kind of the cool things you can do with this. And then finally, let's go to numbers really quick. And as you can see, the icons do look different than the icons in the previous numbers and pages and all that. So that's how you can also know you're on the newer version. So again, you can add images just like you can in Word, which is nice. But the biggest thing I think is this like smart intelligence. Now, Excel in Microsoft seems like it's always had this feature where it kind of start auto predicting based off what you type in and say, hey, it looks like you're kind of, like for example, if you're doing first and last name and you have a full name and you just want to break it down by the first name, you could just start typing the first name and then it would say, hey, it looks like you're doing the first name, do you want this? And you hit enter and it would just populate that. And let's see if this does this. And okay, magic fill suggestion, yes. Column. And there we go, accept. So it automatically did this for me. It's going to do the same thing here. It's going to say, hey, looks like you want this. Yep. And that is kind of the feature of this auto content fill, is it starts kind of predicting what you want. And it's nice. I mean, it's new, I guess, to maybe numbers. But for those people who've been with Excel for a long time, it seems like it's been a feature with Excel for a very long time. But we'll see what else they improve with content fill. It might be great for formulas or something like that, but we shall see. Also, another great thing I love about numbers versus like Excel is they kind of cluster these sheets as one, which is really neat. So it's not, so if you want to make like two separate sheets, all you do is copy, paste, and I can literally move this over here and it acts as a whole entire separate sheet, which is really neat. And you just kind of gives it a little bit more of a interesting vibe, and if you want to give it a little bit more, give your sheets a little bit more of an artistic flair, it's kind of nice to be able to do that, give it a little bit more than just your generic spreadsheet. So that is some of the features that came out with Numbers, Pages, and Keynote using Creator Studio by Apple. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to throw a thumbs up. If you're interested in further content from this channel, feel free to subscribe. It's totally free. And click that bell notification to receive alerts when new videos are posted. Thank you so much for watching.